Okay, so this brings us to the um, conclusion of our action-packed, fast-paced agenda for the workshop. And to conclude the workshop today, I want to share some remarks, and then I'll invite my fellow workshop co-chairs to also share their thoughts. First of all, I want to thank all the participants who have stayed with us for the entire day. At one point, we had about 175 people on the call. And I would say on average, we maintained around 130 steady state participation, which is a very, very encouraging signal. And it will motivate us to continue organizing such workshops in the future, and even broaden the scope to include other modalities of racing. Who knows? I'm not familiar, but there's maybe underwater racing competitions somewhere that we also need to look into. Quick logistical note, the video recordings will be posted on the workshop webpage, and we will send out an announcement to all the people who registered, who filled out a participation form when that video is posted. So you can watch it offline. I've already said this before, but all the papers, the contributed papers, they are already available on our workshop website for you to download and view. And then very interesting follow-up that we are planning is potentially having a special issue on autonomous racing in the Field Robotics Open Access Journal sometime in the near future. So we'll invite the contributed papers and other papers to be submitted to this journal issue in the Field Robotics Open Access Journal later this year. So more on that. And if you are already signed up in our registration link, that's the only time we will use that, and we won't spam you otherwise. Lastly, I want to thank all the speakers, both the invited speakers and the authors and the presenters of the contributed papers for making this workshop a success. And at this point, I would invite Venkat, Rahul, and Johannes to also share their concluding thoughts, after which we will reveal the winners of the Best Paper Awards.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a short note, that is kudos to, Madhur and Johannes for really, taking the lead on this and pulling off such a fantastic day with, over 21 talks and still staying on time. I'm going to let them stay on time, but I think, I think there were probably over 600 people, or Madhur knows the exact number of people who registered, and many couldn't make it at this time zone or because of a Memorial Day. But this just shows to us that there's this is not only an area of a lot of interest, but there are some really hardcore problems. And as we've seen from multiple talks today, there's a lot of relevance of how racing can relate to safety critical problems in the real world, and this is a great crucible for that. So we will plan to have follow-up efforts in this direction, and we welcome everyone in this community to reach out to us, and we'll grow together. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I would like to add here something. That's exactly what's the most amazing thing for me today, seeing the community coming together for the first time. And I say for the first time because I think we will do this again, or hope to do this again next year, to give a big update from everyone's side. We just saw another comment from a student is growing more into driverless. We see a lot of more events coming up, and I see the autonomous racing community growing and growing, and more people contributing to this kind of research. And it's great to see that and having everybody here. So I say thank you from my side for attending today, especially thanks to our speakers from all over the world. That's just amazing to see that. Thank you.
So I'll keep my remarks brief too. First and foremost, I think I'll join Rahul in congratulating Madhur and Johannes for pulling off such a phenomenal event. I think it outdid every possible sort of target that we had hoped for. But I also wanted to throw out a provocative thought. Just, it's late in the afternoon. everybody is about to sign off, so why not some provocation? When we start to look at automating, creating solutions for, let's say, difficult environments, let's say surgery, well, we don't go around building an autonomous end-to-end surgical robot. I mean, if you look at the most successful instance of a surgical robot right now, it is teleoperated. I mean, one would even argue that the intuitive surgical robot is fundamentally a teleoperated robot that maybe has some intelligence features. It could have SLAM, it could have virtual fixtures, it could have a few other features. And so it would be interesting to see how the communities are going to evolve in this space. I know Satach mentioned the DARPA RACER program, and I think if people have looked through the call, it talks about teleoperation as the primary modality, perhaps, but they're willing to keep things open. There's also great interest in the commercial space. So I know we've thrown this thought literally at the last minute. But hopefully this will be grist for the mill for the next workshop. And with that, I'll hand it back to Madhur.
All right, thanks, Venkat. Thank you, everyone. And to conclude the events of the day, we will announce the winner of the Best Paper Award. As you already know, there were two sessions where we presented an overall 13 contributed papers. So there was a lot to choose from. All the papers were very, very relevant to the field of autonomous racing. There was a mix of model-based approaches and machine learning-based approaches, which is sort of the underpinning tone of the entire day. And so based on several criteria, such as the presentation, the quality of the work, the demonstration of real results on real platforms, we have selected, and it was very difficult for us to actually select one winner. So we have selected two papers as the joint winners for the Best Paper Award. So many, many congratulations to Chan-Young Jung, Seongbuk Lee, Yoonki Seong, Andrea Fenazi, and David Shim for their work on game theoretic model predictive control with data-driven identification of vehicle model for head-to-head autonomous racing. So congratulations, guys. And then the second joint winner of the Best Paper Award is the work from Tony Wang or Rongya Wang, Ji Qing Han, and Umesh Vaida on their work on deep Koopman data-driven control framework for autonomous racing. So congratulations once again. We'll send across certificates and possibly some swag from our sponsors your way shortly for winning the Best Paper Award.
Congrats.
Congrats.
All right, and with that, it brings us to the end of this first ever workshop on autonomous racing. I know the week to follow will have the ICRA conference. So for those who are attending, enjoy the full conference, and thanks again for sticking with us for the entire day. And you will hear from us shortly as we post the recordings of the entire session and the videos for the same. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.